Welcome back. I'm Janese with Second Blossom Creative. Today I'm going to show you how to make this vintage mixed media project. And the best part, we're doing it with techniques that are gentle on your hands. If you felt like you've had to give up art because of pain or limited mobility, then this one's for you. Look at all those layers. Aren't those just beautiful? And I'm going to teach you today how to make one of those. Okay, we're going to start with a cookbook. You might have some old cookbooks around. We're going to take 3 pages and glue those together. If you have problems with hand mobility, this large glue stick is a perfect thing to use to glue your pages together. So we're going to glue our pages together, and then you have your page. But I've already glued this one together, so we're going to use this one. And you can see the distress line on it. It's a little shiny Mod Podge on there to protect it and to give us a base on our book. So we'll just put that on there, which I've already done on this page. I distressed it with some blue distressed ink and some other, this one here is peacock feathers. What an interesting vintage photo. We just take those and put them on our brush, and then we just kind of put them on there however we want to decide we want to put them. So now, like I said, we've already prepped the base and put a little bit of blue wash and the brown wash on there. And we did a little bit of swishing on there to make it a little bit stenciled. I tried to did it ahead of time so that way we didn't have to wait for it to dry. Next, I'm just going to take this brown craft paper, or you can use paper sacks because I like to recycle things. We're going to make it easy on your hands. We're just going to figure out how big a piece we want it, and we're just going to do some tearing on the edges, so we're not using scissors. And it looks a lot better that way because it looks a little bit more natural, and it's a lot easier on your grip, so you don't have to grip onto the scissors. And the nice thing about this, it doesn't have to be perfect. You can have it as big as small as what you want it. So then after I do that, I'm going to take our distressed ink and the color of the vintage photo. I'm just going to take it and kind of go around the edges where I want the distressing. And once again, it doesn't have to be perfect, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of distressing with my pad down here. I'm going to give it a little bit better look. And then I think I'm just going to put it, probably right there. Looks like it would be a good place. Put that down. Now we're going to take a page from the dictionary. This to me was the hardest part of this project because I had a hard time tearing pages out of a dictionary. So let me know down in the comments if you have that same panic-stricken sensation the second you tear a page out of a book. So now we're just going to do the same what we did with the paper. I'm just going to tear the edges here. I'm getting used to it. It's not so bad. We're going to do the same thing as we did with the brown paper sack. We're just going to put some little distressing with our vintage photo around the edges here. There we go. I'm going to put some more around here, kind of make it more vintage looking, and that look wonderful. You can also use a double-sided tape if you want to. If you don't want to use a glue stick, just put that down. And now for the lace. I have a piece of lace here that I've also, and I did cut that, but you can use just some scrap pieces if you want. And I just distressed it a little bit with our ink pad. On this here, we're going to lay it down and we'll put our glue on here. And you don't have to worry, this glue will dry clear. I'm just laying it down where we're going to put the lace, so it doesn't matter if it goes through or not. And before we get that down there too good, we're going to take our first flower embellishment. And I have some cardstock here because we want to kind of raise it up a little bit. We're going to take some pieces of cardstock. We'll fold it in half here. You can use foam tape for this if you want to use some scissors to make it so we want to give it some dimension. So we're going to take our glue again, and then we're going to glue those together. So this will kind of raise up your piece so it gives a little dimension. You want to make sure that it is going to fit okay on here. And then put our piece on there that we want. Now it looks like a good spot for it. And it's less stress on your hands. And so since we left this lace up a little bit, we're going to go ahead and kind of tuck that in there. And if you're using glue, it's nice that you're able to move it around a little bit. And if you can see how that gave a little bit of dimension to that piece there. It makes it, raises it up just a little bit. So it kind of gets so it doesn't look so flat. And this, you don't have to be precise about it. It's pretty much just however you are happy with. And then this other piece here. And put some glue on there. And I like to, when you're doing your page, you want to divide it into 3 sections. Going this way, so you have the 3 sections, and you want to be able to put your focal points in those 4 pieces. So this down here will be our 1 focal point. So that's where we'll put this clock. And then I have this cute little piece of with a fern on it. I love using die cuts because they're already pre-cut. You can get a very large variety of different die cuts to use. Let's just tuck this right here behind him. I think that'll work. Simple that is. It's coming together so good. I love how it's coming together. If you have any questions about the type of glue that I'm using or any kind of other tools that I'm using today, leave them down in the comments for me. I would love to see what I could do to help you keep crafting. Well, we have all of our pieces down. I think that turned out pretty good, don't you? And then we will fill this book up with all of our different pieces of artwork. So there we have it, a full mixed media piece with no fussy cutting or hand strain. You can still create beautiful things, even though your hands may move a little bit differently now. Thanks for joining me, and until next time, keep creating.